Yes, we're still discussing the very crucial topic regarding the Dangote Refinery and the federal government's quite heated here, I would say, in the studio. But Mayor, let's have your perspective on this. I know we're talking about the ease of doing business. This is more or less affecting Dangote. Now, what kind of policies should be in place to ensure that Dangote Refinery really kicks off?
Thank you very much for that question. The president of this country has gone to several countries to meet with investors in those countries. I remember when he met with some Indian businessmen, and he told them, he went with his ministers, and he said, if you have any problem, get in touch with me. I will solve that problem. If we spend energy, if the president of the country can appreciate foreign investment, and he will now go to them and market his country to them to say, come and do business in my country. If you have any problem, get in touch with me. The minister is there. You guys should go and work it out and all that. If you tell them to come and invest money, and somebody who is your citizen invested over $20 billion and you are frustrating him, why should I bring my money to come and invest in your country?
Yes.
You see, one of the ease of business is that government is a continuum. If there are policies, you don't come around and do flip-flop and try to frustrate the person doing that. Especially the quantum of what we are talking about. Like I said, this man could put this kind of investment in stocks, and he will be chairman of several companies. Right. He can put that thing in foreign exchange, in foreign company, and be enjoying himself all over the place. Dangote is in his late 60s. You understand what I'm saying?
He's 67.
67. In 3 years, he will be 70. What is he looking for? So the investment is not even for him or his kids.
Yes.
It's for the country. Because the quantum of investment, over $20 billion, we have to give the man his flowers. And when they want to criticize him, they will say, oh, he's doing monopoly. Yeah. Did he ask anybody not to come into that business? He did not ask people not to come into the business. Because we have seen that those who are running refineries in this country have shown that they are incompetent. And because of greed and the money they are making, they've turned it to one big scam. And they will not be able to do. I told you now that they sold Obasanjo, imagine Obasanjo's time. But that Dangote Refinery, they said, no. You can't sell your national asset. Okay, Yar'Adua rescinded that decision. Till today, they will not be able to put 1 single liter of oil. Yeah. And they are paying salaries. They are doing every time they do turnaround.
There was a year that Kaduna Refinery refined just 50 million liters of PMS. That is not even up to our consumption for 1 day. And we have people there, they are taking salaries every time. Allowance. Not the kind of salaries that you and I take. They are
when you want to sell this thing, they will say we are going to strike if you sell this thing. We are not going to agree.
Did they not sell some national assets and they are doing well now? Benue Cement Company was sold to Dangote now. They sold it to him. And some other cement companies like that.
Oh, definitely. National oil that was... Yes, it became corn oil, and they are doing very well.
They are doing well.
They could not even.
What are we talking about? National asset. They should not sell national asset. The point is, right, we should be ashamed as a country that we are such a big oil producer. All of the money that people made from the Ukraine war, Saudi, they made a lot of money.
Too much money.
Petrobras
even
made
Russia.
A lot of money. Everybody made money. Nigeria did not make money. Because rather than produce, we are simply, you go to a country like Saudi Arabia, they have refineries for export, dedicated to export. They are the biggest player in the industry. They have refineries for local production. They are very organized. Can't we aspire to be like that? At independence, we were even better rated than Saudi Arabia.
A company run by state. It's a state-owned company.
Yes. So we can't even produce crude oil for the biggest refinery in Africa.
Now, let me quickly bring it in. Some have said that perhaps the NNPCL chairman should have been removed from his chair because of the last time when Nigeria imported dirty fuel. That was 2 years ago, and then it affected vehicles and stuff like that.
I don't know whether he was the one there at that time.
May not be the one.
It may not have been the one that was there at that time. You know, a lot of things have changed. But that's to tell you the rot in the system. they brought in dirty fuel. Somebody's duty was to check.
Contaminated, not only contaminated.
Contaminated.
That was
and they damage
everywhere.
people's engines.
Yes.
You know? When people bring in dirty diesel and the rest of them, it has health implications. It can cause cancer. So we do not have the right regulatory framework to ensure that only the best is sent to our country. We do not have it. But when you see that the Dangote, the lab, that testing laboratory for testing crude, look at what is there, for God's sake. Look at some of the videos that I did. They are what is it called? Control room. You won't believe it. The level of investment. I said there are more than 50 bridges, concrete bridges within that complex. And for the first time, I saw a storage tank that can take 1,200,000 liters of petroleum product. When you see the video, it doesn't tell the story because it's so massive. But when you see the drone shot, it looks small.
Very small.
1.2 million liters. And it has enough storage capacity to accommodate all our fuel consumption for 28 days. It's not small investment. That look at those tanks. Look at them. You know? It's not small investment. This is a man that needs to be encouraged.
Encouraged, yeah.
And we are trying to crush him. And some people are now saying, look at this. See, some of those buildings, some of those equipment are as high as a 40-story building. Yeah, that
people are saying, oh, good for him. Government has always been giving him concessions. They've always been doing this. They've always been doing that.
So
they are not looking at the bigger picture.
No, let others do what he's doing.
Some of them have gone. So there are people. He said something. He said there are probably some people who have more this thing than him, more cash than him. But they've gone to Dubai to buy houses.
Yes.
They've invested. They are stealing money in Dubai, buying houses. Some of them have kept money in those offshore accounts. When they die, it is those foreigners that will enjoy the money. Because these are thieves who do not even...
Let everybody do the kind of thing he's doing. Will be better for it.
Yes.
Imagine that kind of investment, Dangote Refinery. Imagine 4 or 5 investments like that. He's not the only rich man in Nigeria.
He's already has cement coming in 10 African countries.
Well, let's leave this conversation for another time because, you know, it is quite a touchy one, I would say. Quite intense we've had over this few minutes.